Hello, third graders. We are back for some more math fun. Okay, on your separate sheet of paper, I want you to go ahead and draw these three shapes. You do not need to draw the arrows in, but I do want you to draw these three shapes. We're going to go ahead and identify these shapes. We've had some practice with them. And as you can see, our red shape right there, well, look at all of these shapes. What do you notice about all of them? If you said you noticed that they have four sides each, you are correct. What's that called when they have four sides? These are all quadrilaterals. Say that word with me again. Quadrilaterals. Amazing. Four sides means they're quadrilaterals. What would this quadrilateral be? Because remember, even though they're all quadrilaterals, they can have a more specific name. So it has four sides. It's a quadrilateral. But I see how many sets of parallel lines? One set of parallel lines, because when you have a set, that means you need two lines to make a set. So one set of parallel lines. And then, the other sides are not parallel. What would that make this shape, do you think? If you said a trapezoid, you are correct. A shape with four sides with one set of parallel lines is a trapezoid. Awesome. We will go to this shape next. This shape has, well, look at the gray line and the gray line. That is one set of parallel lines. And the orange line and the orange line is the second set of parallel lines because the set needs two. So the gray one is one set and the orange is one set. Because remember, parallel lines, if I draw these lines on forever and ever and ever, and this line on forever and ever and ever, they will never touch or get closer to each other. So they are parallel. Two sets of parallel lines. I see that this side and this side are the same length, and I see that the top and the bottom are longer, but they're the same length as well. What would that make these if it has two sets of parallel lines and all the sides are not the same length? If you said parallelogram, you are correct. A shape with two sets of parallel lines is a parallelogram, which brings me to our bottom shape. I see that the gray line and the gray line are one set of parallel lines, and the orange line and the orange line are another set of parallel lines. This has two sets of parallel lines, just like our parallelogram. So that makes this shape a parallelogram as well. But this shape has an even more specific name because all of the side lengths, if you would measure all of these sides, this side, side 1, side 2, side 3, and side 4, if you would measure each side of this quadrilateral, each side of this parallelogram, you would find out that these sides are the same exact length. When there's two sets of parallel lines and all the sides are the same length, what is that called? A rhombus. Say that word with me, a rhombus. So I could call this shape a quadrilateral. If I was even more specific, I could call this shape a parallelogram. But if I was even more specific, I could call it a rhombus, because then I would know that it has four sides, it has two sets of parallel lines, and all of my sides are the same length. Could I call this one a rhombus? No, because these have shorter sides and longer sides, but I can call it a quadrilateral and a parallelogram. Amazing. Now you should have all three of these shapes drawn on your separate piece of paper. My math message question to you is, how might you measure the distance all the way around the shapes you drew? How would I measure the whole distance around this shape? How could I measure the distance around this shape? And how could I measure the entire distance around this shape? Think about it for a second. Okay. As you can see, I have already labeled this shape and it has given you a hint, maybe. So if you've seen those tape measures, maybe at home, in class, you might think if you had this pattern block in class, you could wrap the tape measure around it. That would be a good idea. Or you could take your ruler and you could measure each individual side. So I have drawn these in already. Imagine that this side, and my writing tool is not going, let's see. Imagine that this side is 2 inches and this side is 3 inches. And of course this side is 3 inches because these two sides are equal lengths. And the bottom side, the longest one, is 4 inches. How would I find the total distance if I measured each side length separately? How could I find the distance of this whole shape, around the shape, if I know each side length? If you said add them up, that would be a great idea. Let's go ahead and add them together to find the distance around this shape. Well, niños and niñas, what's 3 plus 3? 3 plus 3 is 6. And I can even cross these side lengths out so that I know I already added them together. Oh, I have a 6. Guess what? I know that 6 plus 4 equals what? I'm going to take the 4 because I know that's a tens fact. And what's our last side length? And I'm crossing off so I know I used it already. It's 2. And what is 10 plus 2? 12. 10, 11, 12. Great. What would my label be? What are my units I'm measuring in? It would be 12 inches. Amazing. We need to make sure to include inches because if I just had numbers, what if I started measuring in centimeters? Well, my shape would be smaller. What if I started measuring in 3 feet? 3 feet, a whole foot is way bigger than an inch. So this shape would be ginormous. So we have to make sure to include our label or our units all the time. So 12 inches. We just found out the distance around this. We just found the distance around our trapezoid. I have a new vocab word for you. When we find the distance around a shape, that's called the perimeter. Say that with me. Perimeter. In math, P equals perimeter. So we can write P equals 12 inches because the perimeter, the distance around this shape, equals 12 inches. Amazing. Now, for the remaining 2 shapes, I want you to go ahead and label these sides 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and 2 centimeters because we know that each side length is the exact same size. And for our parallelogram, 2 feet, 2 feet because these sides are the same, and 4 feet and 4 feet because the top and bottom lengths are the same. And then we have that new vocab word, find the perimeter of each. What does perimeter mean again? Find the total length or the total distance around the shape. If I measured each of these side lengths and these are the numbers I got, I need to add them up. So go ahead, find the perimeter for this shape and find the perimeter for this shape. Put me on pause while you're working through it and then unpause me when you have the answers and we'll go over it together. Okay, go ahead. If you are back, you have the perimeter for centimeters and you have the perimeter for feet. Make sure to include your units. Units are important so we know what we're measuring in. All right. Oh, I know as third graders, we are so good at counting by twos. I know we're experts. So count with me. 2, 4, 6, 8. Your answer, and you need to include the P equals so that we know what we're trying to solve. P equals, if you don't have that written, go ahead and write it down. We said 2, 4, 6, 8. P equals, the perimeter is 8. What's my label? Centimeters. That means if I took a tape measure, you know, the one that is a ruler, but it's kind of bendy and can wrap around things, and I wrapped it around this shape, it would have 8 centimeters written on it. Amazing. You could have also went 2 and 2 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8. Now let's look at the parallelogram. There's 2 ways we could add this up. I could do my top and bottom numbers and double them, 4 and 4. 4 times 2 or 4 plus 4 is 8. And then I could add my smaller lengths and I could say 2 plus 2 or 2 times 2 is 4. And niños and niñas, what is 8 plus 4? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good job. So my perimeter, make sure you have P equals. My perimeter equals 12. 12 what? 12 feet. The other way we could have added them is that, do you see how we have 2 2s and 2 4s? That's what you're going to have when you have quadrilaterals. I could say, and let me use a different color. I could start by adding the 2 and 4 together. And I could say, add those together, that is 6. And then I would know that this 4 and 2 was also 6. So what's 6 plus 6? Right, that's a doubled fact. And 6 plus 6, or 6 times 2, is 12. Awesome job, you guys. Make sure to send a picture of this to your teacher. You will need your ruler out for your math journal page, and meet me on page 114.